These mud walls could be anywhere, were it not for these signs. But then, this is Afghanistan. A check sign tells you that the wall has been cleared. The crosses mark a landmine, and the omnipresent bullet holes are testimony to its turbulent past. This land, steeped in history, has had to pay an enormous price for its geography. Today, this melting pot of civilizations is on the cusp of change. For these ancient people, the journey is uphill. Nonetheless, a neighbor is with them every step of the journey. Things that would be normal and routine in any other place, movies, music, sports, or fashion, are achievements in Afghanistan. What was once common and customary was destroyed during decades of occupation, civil war, and the dark rule of the Taliban. Today, there is new hope. The war is over. The Afghans, all set to rebuild their nation, are clinging to their newfound peace. And India is helping them in every possible way to restore the broken threads of their lives.
Relations between India and Afghanistan have deep roots going over centuries. There have been people-to-people movement between the two countries for ages. We see that India is going out of its way to help Afghanistan in its reconstruction and its walk towards the future.
The Afghans have always looked upon India as a friend who has always taken the lead in extending its help and cooperation.
हिंदुस्तान पहले भी हमारे साथ हमदर्दी किया है, अभी भी करता है, इंशाल्लाह उसके बाद भी हमदर्दी करता है.
An entire generation of Afghans has grown up learning the skills of war. Traditional skills and craftsmanship were almost non-existent. For reconstruction to be effective, Afghanistan needed a skills revolution. The government of India has set forth on a mission to replace guns with jobs in Afghanistan. Training was imparted in India under schemes such as the Indian Technical and Economic Cooperation Program and scholarships given by the Indian Council for Cultural Relations. Diplomats were trained at the Foreign Service Institute and vocational training given by the Confederation of Indian Industries. India facilitated broadcasting in 10 provinces, set up RTA's TV stations in Kabul and similar facilities at Jalalabad in Nangarhar. India also allowed the use of its INSAT 3A satellite for downlinking. Work is on to cover the remaining 22 provinces and set up a 100 kilowatt shortwave transmitter for Kabul radio. A modern and disciplined security force was imperative for the country. India undertook many measures for creating such a force. It gifted 300 vehicles to the Afghan National Army, provided 25 tons of winter clothing, and promised 5,000 meters of summer uniform cloth, besides supplying communication equipment to the Afghan forces and providing training to its personnel. The world's biggest and youngest democracies hope to gain from each other and stand together on many issues.
Well, we stand together on lots of issues. We stand together for democracy. We stand together for the fight against terrorism. We stand together for a life based on a better value system for all of the mankind, of peace, of tolerance, of understanding, and of respecting each other's viewpoint and accepting diversity among people and respecting that.
Imagine a world of color and culture, where children play, where girls go to school, and where women are vital, participating members of society.
Women used to make up 40% of Afghan doctors.
50% of civil society was women, workers in civil society.
Women were once half the teachers.
40% of the students at the university were women. A world where women are in the government, in the factory, in the street.
I grew up in Afghanistan and Kabul. I was involved in playing basketball, bicycling, going to school, going to movies, walking around freely, and I think that those were the most enjoyable days of my life.
Now imagine that same world turned upside down, where practically overnight something goes terribly wrong for everyone, but especially for women and girls.
Most women, or all women, under the control of Taliban, are under house arrest.
Women are being abused and beaten up and completely banished from the public sphere of the Afghan society.
Those women all used to work. Now that the Taliban has taken over, they're all jobless. In order to survive, they're begging.
Afghanistan today. A nation overtaken by a militia that's imposed a brutal system of gender apartheid. So brutal that if the faces of some of the women interviewed here were seen, those women could be killed.
Living like this is so difficult and so bitter that I don't want to live anymore. Every day my pain and suffering is increasing.
What has happened in Afghanistan?
نام شفیق است. من یک آنتنساز هستم. سنم 43 سال است. ازدواج کردیم. ثمره ازدواجم 2 طفل دارم. ما پای خود در کابل در جریان وظیفه در اثر انفجار مین از دست دادم. و خود من هم میخواستم یک انسان بسیار ماهر در کار خود باشم. ولی آرزوها بر هم خورد و همین معلولیت دما باعث شد در جریان عروسی ما برای ما یک تلویزیون روی نماکی داده شد. باز من یک آنتن بسیار خرد و کوچک خواستم که پیدا کنم. در شهر بسیار تلاش کردم اما او آنتن خرد و کوچک من نیافتم. آنتن خرد کوچک نیافتم. یک آنتن باز از خود ساختم. این آنتن ما واقعا یک آنتن بسیار عالی برآمد.
طلا برتر بگرد تو پیوند که گرفت ایره بالا کرد در بالا. ایره که بالا کرد گفت اینه گفت این خوب نتیجه داره گفت این جور میکنیم. من گفتم خوب بیار. گفت من سرمایه ندارم چرا.
مرکز ارتوپدیک 2001 تا به این حال در حدود 903 نفر را قرضهای کوچک داده نمودیم. وقتی که دیدیم شفیق بچه تو روشن و آدم کارفهم معلوم شد ما این قرضه را برای شفیق هم داده نمودیم. افراد معلولی که از ما قرض مطالبه کنه ما او را شکو بررسی میکنیم که آیا همین کاری که این میکنه آیا از این پول به دست آورده میتونه.
می آنتنایی که شفیق الله میسازه در افغانستان اولین کسی که اختراع کرده شفیق الله است. شفیق جان یک بچه خیلی خوبی است با وجودی که معلول هم است لیکن خیلی بچه با همت و که اولین مشتریاش که ما هستیم فروش میکنیم جنسایش.
قرضه را که گرفتیم از قرضه اولی خود باز مجبور شدیم که ما یک ماشین بخریم که دمه کار آنتن خود یک ذره پرداز و خوب ساخته باشیم این ماشین خریداری کردیم. تعمیری که فعلا شیشتیم زندگی میکنم همین از منفعت آنتنم است. دیگه شکر در زندگیم دیگه کدام مشکل فعلا ندارم. مشکلات زندگیم شکر همه رفع شده رای است.
So the explosion was so large that, you know, I'm here, the V-bid or the T-walls are way over there behind these buildings, but the explosion still managed to knock me off my feet. I hit my head on the ground pretty good, and I remember looking up at this huge mushroom cloud. Bad day, definitely a bad day.
On August 28, 2013, a 2-ton truck bomb exploded against the outer wall of Forward Operating Base Ghazni in central Afghanistan. What followed was an intense firefight involving suicide bombers and insurgent snipers.
It was happening so fast, I was trying to move to get back to our location where we would assume a fighting position. And I remember getting up, trying to run, and falling again.
Mayhew didn't know it yet, but the concussion he'd received from the blast had left him unable to fight.
As I moved through the fighting positions, I came upon Petty Officer Mayhew and one other soldier who had been particularly affected by the blast. They both were incoherent, unable to form sentences. We actually ultimately had to take their weapons away from them.
I can remember just a real chaotic scene. I'm very dazed and confused, a little disoriented, but I can remember rounds hitting around me, loud explosions.
He was 100% incapacitated in the fight, and that's not something anybody ever asked for. But still, even during the fight, he kept wanting to get up and stand his post. He wanted to go into a fighting position, and it was only because we wouldn't let him.
After the 14-hour firefight, Mayhew was sent to Bagram for further treatment. For the injuries he received and his steadfast refusal to give up the fight, Petty Officer Mayhew received the Purple Heart.
I was really appreciative, and when you look at the history of that award and the people that have received it and the things that have happened, it's truly an honor.
It's Petty Officer Mayhew, North Carolina. Can I help you, sir, ma'am?
Hey, Charlie.
Yes, sir.
Happy Thanksgiving, sir.
Thank you, sir. I appreciate it.
Well, listen, every Thanksgiving, I'd love just having a chance to talk to folks in theater and let them know how much we appreciate everything that that you guys are doing.
I thought it was great that he would take time to contact us who were forward deployed to share some conversation and wish us a happy Thanksgiving. So definitely a once-in-a-lifetime experience. Definitely something that's rewarding. Something I'll always remember.
All right. Well, happy Thanksgiving. Great to talk to you, and tell everybody in your unit how much we appreciate it.
Yes, sir. Thanks a lot. God bless you.
God bless you. Bye-bye.
Yes, sir.
Reporting from Ghazni, Afghanistan, I'm Petty Officer James Stolopek.
The Black Hawks are critical to many missions in Afghanistan, including medical evacuations, cargo and personnel drops, and air support for ground forces.
A lot of the missions that we do as an air assault battalion are conducting the deliberate assaults for the ground task force commander. If there's specific targets that they want to get, then we'll bring the Helo assault force to their objective within 30 seconds.
The Black Hawks and the air crews that fly them are extremely flexible and are trained to adapt to every situation.
All right, so some of the additional things that we may do to assist the ground force commander could be convoy security and provide the convoys with some overwatch as they're transitioning from fob to fob on the roads here in Afghanistan.